So question number 3, what are the challenges e-commerce businesses will face in 2023? So what are the challenges that we see ahead for next year and everything that we're seeing in the market and hearing on the news at the moment? So Rudy and Nina, I'll hand over to you both. Rudy, over to you.
Okay, thank you. I think post-pandemic shifted the behavior of consumer, but I agree what Aileen mentioned earlier. I think the challenge is the customer expectation is increasing. You know, they want self-service, they want faster fulfillment, they want greener packaging. So basically, the challenge for businesses, both from retail and from the brand itself, is how do we develop and maintain a shorter shopping journey? Meaning, you know, you can still play pricing, but it's not sustainable because you will be bleeding in terms of your margin. Then you need to create a stronger proposition. How do we differentiate between, you know, if I am a brand, then I need to exist in all the platform. Then there will be no differentiation. If I'm the platform, then like in Indonesia, it's quite unique because you have 6 platforms. They all give the same proposition. So how do we create the differentiation? What is the differentiation in terms of the assortment that is shown to the consumer? What is the purchase proposition? So creating that kind of differentiation will be the challenge to capture, you know, not only new shopper, but also to make sure that the existing shopper will shop back to the platform and to the brand. Also consideration of direct versus marketplace. Which one is, you know, I look into the impact of my cost and my profitability. Which one give me more data? The other one is in Indonesia specifically the challenge of cross-border, because it's cheaper to buy cross-border, but you know the process is not that easy. And then the last one, I think a lot of brand, a lot of platform or e-commerce are talking about the seamless experience, omni-channel. Is it real omni-channel or is just multi-channel retail? So which one is being developed? So the one that can create a seamless experience to a omni-channel model might be having a potential to win the market. So I think those are my 2 cents on the challenges. Not only 2023, that's already started this year in Q3 or anyway. So thank you.
Thanks, Rudy. Nina, over to you.
Yeah, so for me, the top 3 issues that e-commerce businesses will face in 2023 are number 1, inflation and economic downturn. So currently in the Philippines, we have really been feeling this. Lately, the economy of the entire world has been fluctuating. The headlines of recent news have been filled with the topic of skyrocketing costs of goods and services, which affects e-commerce businesses overall. And we as businesses and brand owners should prepare for its reality and eventual consequences. Today, we are seeing the highest inflation rise since the 1980s, which in return causes consumer and retailers concerns since the prices are constantly increasing. Continuous inflation affects consumers' behavior by them cutting back on non-essential goods, resorting to competing brands, and even reverting to in-store shopping. Given that price is one of the main drivers of overall inflation, our consumers may actually resort to redirecting their budgets to essential household and familiar goods such as food, electric bills, and many other priorities essential for survival. So for Colorette, how are we addressing this? In Colorette, we pride our brand in being affordable while providing the best quality of products to our consumers. This is where we built our brand upon, and it's what we were always known for. The quality of our product, the close engagement with our supporters and consumers, and the culture of inclusivity established our identity. And I believe that this is one of the many reasons why, despite the economic fluctuations happening lately, our consumers have been consistent in supporting our products. Number 2, the second issue is the fashion of sustainability. So as time goes by, the fashion of sustainability becomes more important to the consumers. Rudy is right. They're looking for more green options, more sustainable options. So especially among the millennials, the Gen Zs, and the Generation Alpha, green commerce is on the rise. Despite the skyrocketing inflation, consumers' behavior seems to lean forward, spending a bit more to buy more sustainable brands. So the fashion of sustainability as time goes by becomes so for Colorette, we aim to become a full vegan brand by 2025. And actually, one of our top considerations in product development is the value that we bring to the table, the value for money. Because right now, consumers are looking for longevity, high quality products, and of course, sustainability over hype. And the third issue here is consistency across channels. So because Rudy said right now there are like 6 sales platforms across the board in Indonesia. The same goes in the Philippines. Like we are a progressing country. So improving our relationship with our consumers and customers also mean that we must maintain that and ensure consistent experience across all of our channels. Maintaining online presence requires brands to be present on various platforms, say Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or WhatsApp, which in the case of Colorette here in the Philippines, we are present among all those, including social commerce such as TikTok and e-commerce platforms such as Lazada and Shopee. So we as brand owners should ensure that our customers are able to consume our products with ease across these channels with less or even without difficulties and inconsistencies. In the case of Colorette, we have recently entered the wonders of social commerce through TikTok. We do regular live sellings where we directly engage with our consumers as they consume and buy our products. This business method did not just increase our sales dramatically, but also brought us closer to our valued customers because they felt like they were connected to us, like they were speaking to them directly. Recently, we were also able to donate a portion of our income from our TikTok sales to victims of the recent super typhoon here in the Philippines, which in turn also makes our consumers involved in the CSR projects of our brands. So I guess that's it for us.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Nina. Some great points there from everybody. So let's just jump into the highlights, please, Nabila. So a few of the key highlights, again, we will share these slides with everybody, but just in short, rising inflation and economic uncertainty has really impacted consumers. This is something that we're seeing in England a lot. Recently talking with my mum there, she mentioned that there's a lot of families now have the choice between heating or eating, and it's a scary prospect, and it's really driving consumer behavior across the market. Sustainability and green commerce is on the rise as people get more and more aware of environmental issues. Multi-channel or omni-channel, as Rudy touched on, will be the way forward. And high-end brands versus middle and low-end brands. Looking at what consumers want, need, or what economic environments will drive them to buy. So some interesting key highlights there. Thank you again to the speakers